Hey y'all, this message is for all my creators out there. Exposure does not pay the bills. I'm gonna say it again. Exposure does not pay the bills. As an artist in the beginning, I was a photographer and, I was just learning my craft and I was taking pictures of people. And I had this client who wanted to work with me and she wanted me to work for exposure, meaning, oh, come take these photos of these famous people. And which I did, which was great, it was fun. But at the end of the day, I was still broke. At the end of the day, I was still hungry because this person was unwilling to pay me what I was worth. It takes time and energy and effort to make things. I know a lot of times in America, especially, we look at art like it's fast food. We look at it like, oh, whatever they created, it took 5 minutes, but nobody sees the work that goes into creating. For example, for photography, for example. I would buy the camera gear. I would prep for the session. I'd be on my feet all day. I had to expose the film correctly. I would have to get them in the right light. I would have to direct them. I would have to manipulate myself and move around all these crowds and stuff to get pictures of people. I would have to, get the depth of field correct. Like there's so much that goes into creating. There's so much that goes into creating. And people who are consumers of creativity sometimes don't understand that. But people who are offering you things for exposure, they know the value of what you have, which is why they're asking you to do it in the first place. So if they're asking you for exposure, gently say, like, I really appreciate this opportunity. However, I cannot do this because I need to pay X, Y, and Z. The camera I had was close to $1,200. And exposure is not going to help me make a down payment on my next camera, my next lens. It's not going to help me make payments on my, insurance for my camera. I cannot pay the bills with exposure. And I know that it's hard, especially in the beginning when you're trying to solidify and make a name for yourself in the beginning. And so in the beginning of my photography journey, yes, I took pictures of my friends and my family, and I did events for free for nonprofits and things like that to, get my portfolio together. And at some point, when people start reaching out to you to ask you to do things, they find value in your thing. You are already solidified if somebody is asking you to do a thing. You are already solidified if somebody's asking you to paint, to draw, to take a photograph, to sing, to write. You're already solidified because they see value in it. If they did not, they would not ask you. They would not ask you. And a lot of these companies specifically, see Black creatives and they see that they can make $1 off of your art. And so because they can make $1 off your art, they're going to say things like, oh, we can send you some jewelry, or we can send you some, we can send you some discount codes or whatever. No, you deserve to be paid for what you make. You deserve that. You deserve to be paid for what you make. I used to think that I had to suffer and struggle to be able to make money as an artist. There's this idea that artists should suffer, that what we create is frivolous. It is not true. People consume art all the time. They're driving a car, that is art. They are living in a house, that is art. They are walking a street, that is art. Everything is art. The flowers, the way that people design flowers, it's art. The way that people design, poles on the street, it's art. Light, art. Everything is art. A computer, a phone, it's art. Art is valuable. People are paying thousands and millions of dollars, billions of dollars for art. And you deserve to get your piece of the pie. So please do not discount your artwork. Please do not discount your passion, your genius, right? Your brilliance. Please do not question or second guess it. You are worthy. You are worthy of being paid what you're owed. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. You do not have to suffer to make a living as an artist. You do not have to suffer to make a living as an artist. People, literally, this quote that says, Black art makes the world go round. And it is true. It is true. You look at TikTok, you look at YouTube, even though we don't get the flowers we deserve, Black folks create culture. They create culture. The phrases that people are saying online are now saying oh, it's internet slang. It's AAVE, right? It's something that we created. We create every day. We create in our lives. We innovate. And people are drawn to that. And if you are making something, if you are sharing something, you deserve to be compensated for that. You deserve compensation because exposure, discounts, right? These things do not pay the bills. And these companies have money. They have money. You are worthy of being paid for what you do. What you do is amazing. What you do is brilliant. Please, and I understand imposter syndrome. Who am I to charge, right? I struggle with that same feeling. But it's especially for Black artists, it's not just about who am I to charge, right? It's oh, I'm Black, so I have to be just as good, or I have to be, super qualified or whatever. Everything's a lie. Everything's a lie. Even this idea of like studying art and all these other things, and I'm not knocking studying art, wonderful, but we're taught what to like. We're taught what to value. And a lot of times the people that we value do not look like us. The people who are in those textbooks and the art, museums and all do not look like us. And so we show up in the world already second guessing who we are. We second guess our brilliance if we're good enough, right? You are good enough. You are good enough, because if you weren't, they would not be asking you to do the thing. So if you provide a service, if you make art, whatever, I don't care what you do, you deserve to be paid well, compensated well. You deserve to live a life that you can thrive in, not just survive and struggle by and, scrape pennies together, because there's no nobility in you being a struggling artist. It's not sexy. It's not cute. There's no nobility in being a sexy artist. Just like a driver gets paid, just like, a teacher gets paid, though I do think teachers should get paid more. Just like everybody else who make things or create things or teach things or share things get paid, so do you. You deserve to be paid. They have money. Please don't accept exposure. And whatever you're charging, double that. It's hard. It's scary. It's scary for me too. Double what you're charging. Because how can you put a price on art? How can you put a price on something that came from your head, from your heart, from your soul? How do you put a price tag on that? How do you discount? Like, it's invaluable. Obviously, it's invaluable. Like, it's something that you make. It's something that you create, or that you create from being inspired by somebody else. Like, it's still your genius. How do you put a price tag on that? And how dare they discount your worth? How dare they? So if you need to listen to this every single day, I will be watching this every single day, because I need to be reminded too. You are worthy. You are valuable. Your art is valuable. What you make is valuable. I had to have friends tell me that I need to charge for my art. Like, Alicia, you have to put a price tag on this thing. Like, you're struggling. You're trying to do this thing nobly, and you're trying not to offend people with price tags. People have money. People decide what they want to spend their money on, and why not spend it with you? Why not? If it provides value to them, why not? I have people supporting me on Patreon right now just because they see value in what I create. And I never thought that was possible. Shout out to the Patreon family. I never thought that was possible. People who send me money randomly through Cash App, shout out to y'all. People who send me PayPals randomly, like, because I was unwilling to charge myself, and they're showing me I do have value. I do have value. What I make isn't frivolous. What I make is impactful, and the same thing goes for you. So please, Black artist, singer, songwriter, writer, photographer, painter, like community creator. Because if you create space, that takes time and effort and work. Memberships, that's the same thing. If you create an environment for people to feel safe and loved in, you deserve to be compensated well for what you do, because that you can't put a price tag on that. You cannot. Whatever you make, crocheter, I don't care, guitar player, I'm looking around at things, right? Like maker, innovator, curator, whatever you are, teacher, charge because you are worthy. Charge what you are worth. And whatever you think you're worth, double that, because I promise you you're worth more than what you think you're worth. I promise you. So yes, exposure does not pay the bills. We're not doing that no more. We're not doing that no more. No more exposure. Because what happened to me was I was taking the photos of these celebrities and these famous people. They never remember my name. They never remember my name, for one, because people are focused on that celebrity, right? They're focused on that famous person. They're not looking at Alicia. They don't care about Alicia and her pictures and her photos. People were resharing it. I wasn't even getting credit for it. Like, I wasn't being compensated. And if you have a celebrities have money. I mean, for the most part. These celebrities I shot had money, okay? These what do you call it? Production companies have money. These PR companies have money, and they were unwilling to pay me what I was worth. And so I had to sever ties. I had to say, you know what? This is not worth all the work I'm doing. And they wanted like a 24-hour turnaround time. No, that's exploitation. That's exploitation. So I had to sever ties, because absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I deserve, and what I found is the customers that pay the most, like my high paying clients for photography, they're so generous, they're so kind, they're patient, right? Like they see the value in what I do. And I've also had friends pay me more than I was charging. Like, I had a friend, shout out to Nicole. She basically was like, why are you charging this? Double the price. Why are you charging this? Like, this is ridiculous. People are making money out here. And she was the one as a client, right? Because she could have taken advantage of me. She could have said, you know what, oh, you charging this price? Okay, girl, I'm gonna pay this, right? No, she paid me more than I was worth. That's the kind of people you want to work with. People who value you and the work that you put out in the world. So let it simmer, let it sit, listen to this again, charge what you are worth and double it. Charge whatever you think you're worth, whatever the world told you that you can charge for your thing, you can charge way more for it, because you cannot put a price on your genius, on your creativity, on your empathy, on your expression. And we're taught, like, and that's the thing, like, Black folks are taught that we are not valuable. And so we look at our art the same way. We look at what we make the same way. You are invaluable. There's no price tag that can go on you. You're a creator. You're a maker. You're a genius. Rest in that. Own that. It is not, what is the word? Arrogant of you to own the fact that you are good at what you do. And even for the folks who are learn and still don't take no wooden nickels, as my mom would say. Don't take no wooden nickels from nobody. Even as you are learning, be careful, because people will take advantage of that. I had a friend who wanted me to shoot his wedding, and he asked me to shoot his wedding. He asked me what I charge. I gave him the price. He dragged me. He talked about me like a dog, to like all these, to another group of friends, and it got back to me. And I was so offended, because I'm like, you're supposed to be my friend one, but you're willing to pay for whatever you want to pay for in your own thing. You also are a freelancer. You're also a worker. You know how much work it takes. Like, and he's also an artist. So please understand, people will try to take advantage of you because they will doubt your genius. Do not allow them. Do not allow them. If you have to take photos of your friends and people who you love and cherish in the beginning for free, or whatever you're doing for free, fine. But let's do it for 6 months or 3 months and cut it off and then start charging. Okay? Because it's okay to make a living with your art. It is possible. I know people say that it's frivolous. It's not true. People make a living with their art every single day, and you deserve to be one of them. So I see you. I celebrate you. I commend you. Listen, I see you. Charge what you're worth. Exposure does not pay the bills. Until next video, talk to y'all later. Bye.